TBI investigation is underway into the death of workers at a plastics plant. Employees say they were not allowed to leave in enough time to escape the floodwaters.
Now, this comes as state officials face questions of why so many people were caught off guard by the floodwaters, including hospital workers trapped on a roof. And thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Lauren Lowry.
I'm Tracy Cornett.
And I'm Marius Payton. The death toll from Helene is now more than 160 people, including 8 in Tennessee, with many people still missing.
Now the question is being asked tonight, could more have been done to save lives?
It is a big question, and we're bringing you team coverage from our investigative unit. Courtney Allen is in Unicoi County, where several workers died at a plastics factory. And our chief investigative reporter, Jeremy Finley, is looking into how soon people were warned about the storm.
The TBI now investigating that plastics factory in Unicoi County. Several workers got trapped. Some died during Tropical Storm Helene. Employees tell our Courtney Allen tonight they were not allowed to leave work in time to get to safety.
We've now talked to the family of one of the missing employees. She says her cousin called saying the water was reaching them at the factory, but by the time they were allowed to leave, it was too late. Karina Alonso hasn't heard this laugh since Friday.
She was so loving.
And the last time her cousin was seen was in these photos. 29-year-old Rosa Andrade is on the left as floodwaters began to rise around impact plastics.
She just said that when they let them out, it was already too late because cars were moving away with the water. And that's where she just lost it. She knew that maybe she wasn't going to be able to get out, especially if she doesn't know how to swim.
She doesn't know how to swim?
No.
Multiple employees are dead. Others, like Andrade, are still missing. And the factory, Impact Plastics, is now being investigated by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. District Attorney General Stephen Finney asked TBI to review everything that happened Friday to see if there are any potential criminal violations.
What responsibility do you think that Impact Plastics has?
A lot of responsibility.
The company would not do an interview with us, but said in an email they'll fully cooperate with TBI's investigation, and they're conducting an internal review.
You haven't heard anything from them?
Tuesday, we asked Governor Bill Lee about the situation and what responsibility he thinks companies have to their employees during severe weather like this. This was his response.
There's a lot unknown about what unfolded on that day, and I suppose we'll learn what has unfolded in the future. And I can't speak to particulars about a certain building, but it's tragic.
Alonso says the family, including her cousin's 2 young children and husband, are hoping for closure and accountability.
How do you feel like your cousin was treated?
Hey, another employee, I could replace them.
But she's not just another employee to you.
Nope. None of them are. They were all so important.
The owner of Impact Plastics, Gerald O'Connor, said in a statement that he is, quote, devastated by the tragic loss of great employees. Courtney Allen, WSMV4.
And you'll remember nearly 3 years ago, a candle factory was destroyed by a tornado in Mayfield, Kentucky. 8 people were killed. Several workers sued the Mayfield Consumer Products factory. They claimed they were threatened to be fired if they tried to leave before the tornado. The lawsuit says the company had up to 3.5 hours before the storm hit to evacuate. The company argues if it allowed workers to leave, it could have been dangerous.
Now, to why so many people were caught off guard despite days of warnings. Our team coverage continues tonight with our chief investigative reporter, Jeremy Finley. You've actually been analyzing the data of when the warnings were issued. What is it showing you tonight?
Well, Lauren, bottom line, there was plenty of advance notice that severe flooding could happen. But our analysis found that when the actual warning from the National Weather Service went out to people to evacuate, it was simply too late for many to escape. It's one of the images now synonymous with the East Tennessee flooding. Hospital workers trapped on the roof, having to be rescued by a helicopter. A review of warning data by WSMV4 Investigates shows how quickly it happened. At 9:14 on Friday, September 27th, the National Weather Service issued a flood warning for Unicoi County, warning to move to higher ground. By 9:38, the owner of Unicoi County Hospital, Ballard Health, tweeted out that they were told to evacuate, but that the flooding happened so quickly, the ambulances could not safely approach the hospital. At 12:27 that afternoon, 54 people were on the roof of the hospital, 7 more in rescue boats, and a, quote, dangerous rescue operation was underway. At today's news conference, TEMA's director acknowledged the worst was predicted for our eastern neighbor.
Those catastrophic flood warnings were issued in North Carolina primarily.
And when asked why so many people were caught off guard in East Tennessee,
I think we'll have time after the fact to look at where we could have improved communication and what kinds of things we could have done to improve warning and alerting.
so I asked Ballard Health today if they had an evacuation plan in advance of Friday's flood. This is their answer. We take direction from the Emergency Management Agency, and discussions took place on Thursday regarding this specific concern of flooding. Of course, not realizing we would actually need to do that. By the way, TEMA activated a state of emergency for East Tennessee also on that Thursday. Lauren?
Okay, Jeremy, thank you.